Well, we've got a parasite day in most of the papers, as you'll see. Starting with the Daily Fail. Shady billionaire who gave 200,000 to Prince's charity so his wife could sit next to Charles. What a moron. Sacre bleu, our new passports to be made by EU firm. Franco-Dutch company beats UK bidder. No, it didn't. They deliberately gave it to Europe because they don't want us doing anything. They don't want us having the capability of making anything. Can I ask, is it just me that can see there's no Brexit whatsoever? Or, shall we say, as it's mentioned, says quite often, Brexit without the exit? And there we go. The parasitical scum wearing a fake belly pad. Blooming Kate gets check-up from the prof. Yeah, whatever. Daily Telegraph. $500 million man, Anthony Joshua, set to be our richest ever boxer. The Britain billed as the new rattle. Blue Brexit passports to be made in Europe. Can't even make our own passports. You know how ridiculous that is? Of course we could make them, but the traitorous government has given the job to someone in Europe. And a shock. What a shock that's not. Well, be ashamed of church over abuse. So he should be. Tory Fury has contract to make document that symbolised decision to leave EU goes to the EU. Shocking knocking. Police taking days to respond to 999 calls. Oh, well, we better get G4S on the job then, haven't we? Yes, it's just so ridiculous. You can see their bullshit and what they're building to try and get you to see. Ever-changing Milton Keynes is a paradise. The last time I went once to paradise, it was roundabouts bleeding everywhere. We violated users' trust, admits Facebook, and we're going to do shit all about it. Because what you're going to do? Well, you could leave Facebook. Everyone started leaving in the droves, so other things like MeWe, Informed Planet, Mind, Gab. GP's too soft on back pain. Oh, you're not really. It's not. Oh, you got back pain. Oh, it's not real. You're just making it up to get off work, aren't you? It should be GPs in collusion with DWP. That's what it should be. And the parasitical scum with a fake baby bump strapped to a belly. Because her kid's grown in a test tube, you can guarantee it, and it won't be anything to do with her either, because they've interbred so much, they just produce sick, twisted beings now. The Guardian. I hacked my body clock. Or how do I? Factory farming, the way forward or the road to hell? Well, I can guarantee you it's the road to hell. It felt joyous and amazing. A story of one man's pregnancy. Oh, God, they're pushing the agenda again. Police taking days to respond to 999 incidents as budget cuts by. But if there's a bailiff one says we'll have 30 there in no time at all. Debt collector will have 30 there in no time at all. Because they're what really counts, because we get paid from them. We don't get paid for looking after you. Some forces are stretched to such an extent they risk being unable to keep people safe in important areas of policing. They risk being able to look after this scumbag elite parasites, and that, well, that's by design though, so they can bring in G4S. So that's the point where we've got to hit them. And did you see that link, short video where someone's asking Alexa how many days since Hiroshima bombing, and Alexa answers with, this may help. The bombing will take place on May 25th, 2018. You check out, search for that video. The Cambridge Analytica files. Data firm was offered politicians hacked emails. They hack everything. If you think for 1 second your phone calls, your emails aren't being watched and listened to, you're living in Gaga land, La La land, wherever land, but not England. The Times. Hollywood rewritten. The man behind the makeover of West Side Story. Carbonara without spaghetti. Russia attacks poisoned Johnson over comparison with Hitler. Yeah, I think you've got to look at our own dictators to get a comparison with any dictator. Advertisers threaten to pull out of Facebook. Zuckerberg says sorry for personal data scandal. Right. Don't threaten to pull out. Pull out. Save your money and go and invest on something else like Informed Planet or MeWe or Minds or Gab or anything other than that scumbag site. And the picture there, Nicolas Sarkozy, the former French president, leaving a police station on the outskirts of Paris last night after he was charged with accepting 50 million in campaign funding from Colonel Gaddafi in 2007. You see, they don't care where the money comes from, even according to them, even if it's supposedly a dictator like Gaddafi, who, if you actually look into it, actually looked after his people. He was a real leader, and he was going to start and be part of the gold-backed BRICS currency to destroy the dollar, and that's the other reason they went into where Gaddafi's from. That and the fact there was no Rothschild central bank. And what did the freedom fighters, what was their first thing they did when they got into Libya? Oh yeah, created a Rothschilds controlled central bank. Can we see this bullshit for what it is yet? Back pain treatment is useless, experts warn. Well, pharmaceutically wise, I would imagine yes. However, I know of some that have serious back pain problems, and guess what? That illegal plant, cannabis, relieves the back pain. And sometimes that's even just the CBD side, from what I've been told. But no, got to make it illegal, haven't we? Because it's stop them cutting down the trees and creating global warming. Oh no, it's not anymore. Now it's climate change. Because no matter whether it gets hot or cold, you're to blame. Zuckerberg. Dickhead. Paper. Zuckerberg strikes back. Facebook chief speaks out after investors sue and shares tumble. UKIPers anyone? Farage fishy protest. How to argue with your cat. Right. Main headline. Pay rise hope for millions after 4 billion NHS deal. Let's just go through this a bit first. Teachers lead public sector demands for salary boost after health service staff clinched 6.5% increase. The first increase in 10 years. A newly qualified nurse starting pay will jump by 12.6% under groundbreaking agreement with unions. Police and prison officers also hoping for similar deals after years of austerity and caps on pay awards, while the MPs give themselves a pay rise every single year regardless of how screwed the country is. I've got a question for you. Where did this 4 billion magically appear from? Did they just magic it out of thin air? Of course they did, because that's how money's created. And then, of course, they'll say, you've got to pay it back. We need to increase taxes. Really? How about actually taxing some of these multi-mega million-pound corporations that don't pay any tax? And you could cover that in no time at all. But of course, that's not part of the plan, is it? The plan is to attack the poor. Make those that have got not hardly anything pay more, while the big fat cat and bitch MPs just sit there, swan it up, and the poor pay for it. As a distraction, Scotland's World Cup heartbreak, but this time it's cricket. Britain will not be free anytime soon. Well, there you go. That's something, some truth in actually in the paper. New beauty column, yeah. Spare a thought for Deck, yeah. Extract from the secret barrister's new book. The law is broken. A plan to save F1, yeah. The Star. Parasite alert. Kate's in the drop zone. Plus, we test royal wedding cakes. Great. I'll be back. Danny Dyer returns on page 7. Star Tech. Take a look at the latest gadgets. As Ant Charge, Deck says, sorry pal, but I'm going solo. That's what you see. You got no mates in this in their game. It's look after yourself all the time and stab anyone in the back if it gets you any further. The Mirror. First, must be setting a trend now, because I think that's the second time I've seen something truthful in the papers today. Top right hand corner. Ditch your Facebook accounts. Go to Informed Planet, MeWe, or any of the other plethora of similar sites out there that don't spy on you. Doesn't ban you because you've posted something they don't like. Anton drink drive charge. Trouble stars rehab. So he should be. Now let's see his licence go like it would for us. Not that you should have a licence anyway, because a licence to do something that you can do anyway is slavery. Express. Me and the Mrs. Cheryl have our struggles. War of Worlds over World Cup. Now you notice the tangled war in there. Of world war, because that's what they're pushing. They just hope that you won't see it, but subliminally you'll make the link between world war. Boris, Putin, just like Hitler. Boris, just like any other dictator. Torment will be used as sickening publicity stunt. Boris Johnson has claimed Vladimir Putin is using the World Cup as a propaganda exercise like the 1938 Berlin Olympics under Adolf Hitler's Nazi regime. Oh, give me a break. The only ones using propaganda is the British press, the British media, the British government, the British parasites. Charged with drink driving, now Ant heads off to rehab. Metro. And charged as deck goes solo. Up to 29% pay rise for 1.3 million NHS workers. That is lies. Absolute lies. You just heard it 6.5, but apparently up to 29%. Okay. So those that's richest get more, those that's poorest get the lowest. That's the way we're going to work? Well, that's the way everything normally works. So I suggest that's probably the way it's going to work this time as well. FT. Generation X. Successful crisis hits Germany's farmed Mittelstand. Breaking up the big four. The pros and cons of splitting auditors' roles. Saudi soap slip. Banning Turkish TV drama only hurts viewers. Yeah, okay. May fish deal tips scales for Eurosceptics. You mean the treasonous cow, May, that has sold us down the river literally every chance she can get, has given the seas of around this country to the Europeans. We're not leaving Europe. We're integrating in their armed forces. That's why ours being depleted, so we won't have one. Can you see the treason of May? Because if you can't, you're not watching. Powell lifts Fed rates and raises forecast of growth strengthens. In other words, we're going to be putting the interest rates up soon, and it's going to devastate the whole country and anywhere that's got a Rothschild bank, just as planned. New chair responds to buoyant outlook. Policy modestly restrictive, modestly tightening. Yes, tightening to screw us all once and for good. That's what they're coming to the latter part of the plan, the depopulation plan. And guess what? You're not on the side that they want to keep. Cambridge University tussled with academic at heart of Facebook scandal.